My name is Kelly.
I'm Emma.
And this is Fanimated, an animation fan podcast where we get a chance to geek out about our favorite animated media. And this is a Whatcha Watchin', where we give you some animation news and talk about what we've been watching recently and freak out about the Demon Slayer film coming to the U.S. on April 23rd. Okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine. The world's on fire and I don't care.
Okay, low-key, you know what I thought was crazy? Is when I saw the post and it was like rated R, and like I just like never think about anime in terms of like PG-13 or PG. I never think about it. I don't know why. It's just like rated R. Oh yeah, there is a lot of cutting up in there. But I just thought that was so funny. I'm so excited. We've been waiting, Kelly. I've been here.
We've been waiting so long. And I also was like, rated R, what? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's a good call.
Yeah, we're just so used to watching anime that like bodies are being sliced up. It's totally normal.
Totally fine. The only other show that I even think about it is like before every Attack on Titan episode, there's now a content warning. And I'm like, that's also very valid.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I haven't watched it except for the first 2 episodes, and we all know what goes down there. So
Oh boy. So yes, Demon Slayer is finally coming to US and Canada after months and months of everyone waiting on the edge of their seats. It's finally coming. And I really think like they were probably trying to wait as long as they could just to, it's hard. I get it because like with the pandemic, like they don't want to, have something release and, have people get out of their, safety bubbles. But it's also like, well, it released in Japan last fall, like months ago. And, under normal circumstances, it would have been here back in January, February, probably. And for it not really to be coming until the end of April, is a wait. I know I personally...
It's a wait, all right. It's a torturous wait.
It's torturous, especially because, again, I'm going to talk about it again. Like, Demon Slayer has knocked every other anime movie out of the park in terms of box office sales, and it hasn't even come to the U.S. yet. And
it's insane.
It is the highest grossing film of all time in Japan, of any movie that's ever been released in Japanese box office. It is the top. I'm sorry, but this is major news.
It's huge. Huge.
It's huge.
Especially since we were like, when we talked about like Your Name and we talked about like how much that was like skyrocketing. And now this is just like makes Your Name look like so small,
Your Name is a tiny little squirrel over there, and here's a giant bear.
Right.
And also, the Demon Slayer film is doing something unique to other anime films in that instead of doing a side story, out of the canon of the manga, they're actually going to tell the next arc of the manga story in film form. So instead of just watching through all of the seasons, you're going to have to watch season 1, then watch the movie, then watch season 2 to get the full story, which is so different from other films based off of like an anime series. And I read a Polygon article that just like phrased it really well, so I'm just going to quote that. Quote, rather than the traditional track of creating a new arc for an anime movie, Demon Slayer Mugen Train adapts an entire arc from the manga into a 2-hour film. The Mugen Train arc would have fit awkwardly in a season of the show and also featured enough action that it would have been tremendously expensive to animate along with the rest of season 2. So, Ufotable, the studio behind the series, chose to adapt the arc into a film instead. Unquote.
Nice.
I'm just so excited for what that all means. I mean, the production quality of Ufotable is top tier to begin with. I've been saying it from the beginning, this is going to be an epic masterpiece. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so ready for it. And like the animation that we've seen from the trailer already is just like gorgeous. So like I'm ready.
Ufotable just knows how to do it right, guys. Oh,
It's so
man.
beautiful. I'm so excited.
So excited. Again, this April 23rd in theaters. If you need to wait for it to be, available on digitally, I believe it's June 22nd. It's available digitally. So, just wait another month. It's okay. It'll be available to you. We can all then watch it and be happy. I'm so excited. It's going to be a ride. And I
Literally.
literally a ride on a train. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I've been rewatching the series because I can't wait. Some other anime news in particular. The Fruits Basket Season 3 trailer released recently. Whoa, I'm crying just thinking about it.
I don't know if I even have words. Um, there's just so much emotion in that trailer alone.
Right?
I'm like tearing up right now thinking about it. Like, there's this imagery of a cord being broken, and I'm like, it's coming. My babies are going to be saved. Toru is the missing link that is going to break this cord. I that is what I believe anyway.
Yes.
And just like seeing the glimpses of the relationships through this trailer, especially, Kyo and Toru, my favorite, is just beautiful. And so many tears are shed in this trailer, so I know it's going to be an emotional ride. I'm trying to prepare myself. But I'm so ready for it to happen. And also like bittersweet because I don't want it to end. Because I love this series too much. And the one thing that I was really curious about is the fact that there's a moment in the trailer where Shigure gives Akito a flower.
Yes.
And I want to know about that moment because, we all know Shigure is like on the inside of like, he's like manipulating the situation a little bit. And I've always wanted to know what's going on in his brain because he always seems to be knowing something that we don't know. And so with that imagery, I was like, what are we going to find out? Yeah. I just need to know.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And I love Shigure, and I just I want to see more of this relationship with Akito and everything that's going on. And oh man, there's so much. And also, did someone die? Question mark.
Oh my gosh, trailer? Seriously? Yeah. I don't know.
What's happening? Okay.
I was just going to say the little glimpse of Yuki and the green-haired girl on the student council. I mean, were you not adoring that moment?
I need Yuki to be happy, and
I know you do. I know you care for him so much, as I care for Kyo.
Yes, we care about our little Soma boys, and we need them to be happy.
So true.
Oh dear. All right. I also need to talk about the news that there's going to be more Avatar: The Last Airbender content.
What?
Did you not hear? Oh.
No.
Oh.
Please enlighten me.
I would love to enlighten you. Yeah, I cannot believe.
Well, this is what I get for going on vacation, I guess.
Yes. Nickelodeon is creating a whole new studio called Avatar Studios, a whole separate division completely dedicated to creating original content spanning the animated series universe. the original creators of the series are going to be leading the charge here as the heads of this new studio, as co-chief creative officers. And they're already set up to be creating a new animated theatrical film set in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. So we don't know what that means, but basically they've got a lot more story to tell within this world. And I'm super excited about it. And I think everyone else is too.
What? What?
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
And here's my biggest hope, because like we've talked about everything about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. What, the 4-hour episode or something like that?
Yeah. But one of the things I didn't love about Legend of Korra was that it kept wanting to kind of bring characters in from the old series. And what I would really love is for them to just forget about that completely. Avatar: The Last Airbender is such a perfect series, you can't touch it. Like, don't even mention Zuko or Aang. Just make something completely new and different. Or even in the past. Like, bring us back in time. I don't know. So that's what I'm hoping. I really hope they create something new. And I mean, the world of Avatar is so rich and they can go in so many directions that I'm trying not to get my hopes up too high, but I mean, they're already pretty high. So
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and it'll be fun to see how that pans out. So, Emma, with all of that fun, exciting news out of the way, what have you been watching recently?
Oh, Kelly. Well, I have been, of course, watching Horimiya.
Oh, girl.
I love this show so much.
Don't we all?
These last couple episodes have been fun. It is interesting because they're not so much focused on the main couple anymore, which, part of me is just like, oh, come on, I want to see Hori-san and Miyamura. Come on. Yes. But also, these side stories are really good. And especially this last episode was just so good. And very relatable. Yeah. I love, Kelly, that we send each other videos about how anime has affected our lives. So yeah, Horimiya is just beautiful. I love it so much. Love that romance. So that's what I've been watching. I've also just today actually finished Inuyasha, the original series. Wonderful. Which that was exciting because wow, that was a lot of episodes.
Yes.
So now I need to watch the last film and then I'll start the final act. Okay. And I know it's a lot of the same formula for the episodes, but I can see them growing and changing. Aww. And I'm just like, my friends. And it was kind of funny. My dad was sitting watching me watch my show the other night, and because he's really intrigued into what I like, which is awesome.
That's so cool.
Because I had over Christmas I had watched Weathering with You, and he sat down and watched it with me, and he really loved it. And and he's never seen an anime film before, so it was really cool to introduce him to that. But yeah, he watched me last night watching Inuyasha, and he's like, tell me more about the story. And Lord Sesshomaru, who's what I call chaotic neutral.
Yes.
He's like, so I don't get it. Is this guy good or bad? And I was like, well, Dad, you see, neither. Let me tell you about Lord Sesshomaru. He's an interesting one.
So good. So great.
But yeah, so it's just kind of crazy to bring that to a close. I mean, there's still more to come, but yeah. What a journey that's been.
Wow, that is so wonderful. I need to get back into it. I watched a ton of it a few years ago, and then I just stopped and I haven't gone back, and I really should. I do love the characters so much, and it's such a it's just such a fun adventure. I know we've talked about it a lot on the podcast already, but it really is the best of both worlds in terms of shonen versus shoujo. You get so much romance and relationship development while also maintaining a very action-packed storyline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's just been good. And then the last things I wanted to note is the other night I watched the film Epic which is a
Yes.
Blue Sky Studios film. And I really loved it. It was so just magical and fun. And like I remember seeing previews for it when it was coming out, but I had never seen it. And I just really enjoyed it. And it's got a great voice cast. I was like,
great
wow.
voice cast. Yes.
I mean, Josh Hutcherson, yes. Love him. He's like my childhood crush. So,
Yes.
yes. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention, okay, do you know what the virtual glasses are called? Like the,
VR.
you know,
Virtual
yeah,
reality?
the VR. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
So those I tried on today at a friend's house.
Cool.
And Kelly, it was so crazy. Like the first thing that I had to do, because it was like the quote unquote hazing process, was it's called plank. And you like get in this elevator, you go to the top of the skyscraper, the doors open and there's a plank, and you walk out on this plank and see the whole city below. I could feel my feet on the ground, Kelly, but I was scared as heck. Like the way that your body reacts when you're like on top of an actual building. That's how my body was reacting. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I was going so slowly on this plank.
Oh, wow.
Because oh my gosh, it was so crazy. But that was just like a fun experience. Like it was it does take some getting used to, because like I found that after so I played on it for about 25 minutes and then I needed to take a break because I was feeling nauseous.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's not something you could do all day, but it was just so fascinating to me. I also got to fly for a little bit. That was like a crazy feeling because
Oh, cool.
have you ever been ziplining before?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so ziplining itself is super fun, but the hardest part is jumping off, right?
Yes.
'Cause that's
yes.
That's
so
the scary part, because you have to like drop a little, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's what it felt like when I was launching to fly. Like I could feel that drop in my stomach of like, oh, here we go.
Oh
So it's just crazy to me. But the one game that I started to play, which it's an app that you can play on your phone, but it's called The Room, and it's a mystery game. It was like being in an escape room, Kelly. So like
cool.
I was like in this office in London, and it was dark out, and like I would use like the virtual reality of like my hands to like turn a projector on, and then like turn these dials to create a code so that it would unlock the safe, and like all these different things to try and start solving the mystery of what was going on. And it was so cool.
That's amazing. That sounds epic.
Oh my gosh, it was epic. So that was my little fun fact of the day with animated media.
Yeah, that is so cool. Like I have never tried virtual reality, and it sounds both thrilling and terrifying.
It is. It really is. Oh my gosh.
That is super cool that you got to try it out.
It's really fascinating. I mean, there's as part of the program, like with the controllers, you map out, before you start playing, you map out where your play area is. So that way, like when you move, you don't ever like run into your furniture.
That's good.
But yeah, really fascinating stuff.
Wow.
How about you, Kelly? What have you been watching?
Well, since the last Whatcha Watching episode, I have started and completed the anime series Appare Ranman. And I mean, it's a short series. It's only one season. But Appare Ranman is just gold, okay? It is a fun, clever, ridiculous adventure about these two. It's like, okay, it's our world, but not, because it's like a little off, you know? So it's like steampunk Wild West / also the 1920s / who knows?
Wow.
But this Appare is this my favorite type of character, like weird, socially awkward, smart kid who like,
Of course.
yeah, who is like really, he's an engineer and he's like building all these really interesting like steam powered contraptions. And then like he's joined by
Varian?
Variant? Yeah, no, seriously, he's variant. Let's be real, he's variant. Oh, it's my favorite. Okay, and he and this other guy are from Japan, and they basically end up in the U.S., okay? Under a series of unfortunate circumstances, and they decide to join a car race across the whole continental United States of America.
Wow.
So, like, part of it is like it's like so cool because you're experiencing the US in an anime, which doesn't happen usually.
Right. Oh, that's fascinating.
And it's like an actual like trek across country. So you kind of like, you recognize cities and you recognize landscapes, and it's, you know, it's America. But it's also this weird steampunk version of America. So that's super cool. Like, just the design of everything is awesome. You've got so many great characters. You know, it's like, yes, it's a race and they're racing against each other, but it's also like they're a family, you know?
Yeah. Aww.
Oh, it's so precious and great. And I will say, like, there are some things that probably weren't done super, like, I mean, they probably could have had some Native Americans in the studio, like, helping them
Gotcha.
portray their culture in a good way, because there are some choices that I question. But it is a really great story, and the Native American characters that you do see are honestly my favorite characters. So, I mean,
yeah.
And also there's a female driver, and that's like, it's part of her story is that she's the only female driver, and that she has to, like, you know, fight against the stereotypes, and she's also like super amazing, and I'm just like, thank you.
Oh, awesome.
And it's just fun. It's an adventure. It's just everyone learning to, like, care about each other. And Appare is like almost like Sherlock-esque in some ways, because he's just like, he's thinking like logically, and yet he's not so Sherlock that he doesn't care about people at all. You know, like, he still like lets slip that he like cares about other human beings, and it's great. And it's his development. It's just fun. It's not anything like it's not like spectacular, out of your way amazing, but like, it is wholly well done, and I have very few critiques. So highly recommend that. Obviously, I'm watching like a bajillion things right now, so I'll just pick one more. And that's going to be Skate the Infinity.
Yes! Oh! Girl, I've only seen one episode of this show, and I love it. Like,
guys,
when you talk about your boys, I'm like, oh yeah, I love them too. Like, and it only took one episode.
It only takes one episode to fall in love with these characters, and like, it's so wholesome and perfect, and I love them so much. They're my skater boys. Yeah. And like, I think I have mentioned the show on the podcast before, but I just want to take some time to really, really encourage people to watch it. It's a new anime release that's coming out this season. It's like nearing the final part of the season here. But man, is it such a, it's just like Appare Ranman. It's just like, it just makes you feel good, you know? It's not like sad or depressing or like crazy drama. I mean, there's some drama, but it's like, it's just wholesome and wonderful, and
feel good.
Yes. And I love these characters. Langa and Reki are the best. They're just these two idiots who go skateboard.
I love Reki.
Reki is so good.
I love Reki. So cute.
Oh, so cute. Gosh dang it, these characters. And I just fall in love with them more and more every single episode. My only critique there is, unlike Appare Ranman, there are 0 female characters.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, I don't care what kind of story you're trying to tell. You can have one skater who's a girl. It's not going to kill the show. Gosh.
Oh, totally.
And it really does bug me a little bit. So that's, like, getting on my nerves slightly. But I seriously love this show, and I highly encourage people to watch it. It's just, like, there's this underground secret skateboard race, and like, you know, they're all, you know, trying to be the best, you know, it's very anime. So yeah, it's a great show, and I am enjoying it thoroughly, and it's just wholesome and good. And because we still have time, I just really quick one more, just for kicks and giggles.
But of course.
Lovely Complex is the other show I'm working through right now. It is very old. The animation's bad. It's just straight up bad. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that one. Like, there are whole moments where I'm like, your eyelashes are missing on one eye and not on the other. But it is another wholesome, fun, rom-com shoujo anime.
Yes.
In which me as a tall girl really loves. It is a tall girl and a short boy, and that's the premise.
Aw, cute. I love that.
And it's so adorable because, of course, like, everyone around them is like, you two should just date already. But they both have height complexes, so they're like, no. I can't date them. And it's just so cute and precious, and their relationship just developed so well, and it's just fun. And I'm sorry, but there's not enough like tall girl representation in media at all. Like, I don't care what you're watching, reading, whatever. It's always a taller boy with a shorter girl. And as a tall girl, that's an issue for me. Like, let's not stick to that, because guess what? You can't help how tall you are. That's just life. So yeah, deal with it.
I agree. There should be more tall girls.
Go watch Lovely Complex and fix that stereotype. So that among many others, but there are some wholesome, fun recommendations for everybody. Mostly, of course, I'm just excited for the spring anime season here that's coming up. There's so much to look forward to this spring, and it's so wonderful to have so much to get excited about.
I agree.
So, with all of that said, I hope you guys go out, check out some new stuff. Let us know what you've been watching. You can email us at fanimatedpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at fanimatedpodcast. Twitter too, feel free to reach out there. And a YouTube, which I occasionally live stream, so check us out on YouTube. And the music is provided by Purple Planet Music. And next week, what are we talking about? Oh, the patrons voted on Anastasia as our next episode. So I'm super excited for that. You can vote for upcoming episodes too by going to patreon.com/fanimated. Speaking of Epic, there is going to be a poll this next month on Blue Sky Studios. So make sure to sign up at patreon.com/animated so you can vote for the next episode. But yeah, so we'll be heading to St. Petersburg next week. And Emma, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So yes, we'll talk to you guys next week. And in the meantime, stay tuned.
And stay animated.
Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, comes out winter of 2022, which is a year and a half away, and I'm freaking out about it, but I'll save that discussion for another time.